including a big 25-yard scamper to open the half. He has 7 or 4 yards of carry on the ground there for Chaffey, which has been huge in a game that points come at a premium, yards come at a premium. It's a defensive slugfest. You can look at the statistics all over. It has not been a pretty day for either of these offenses, where on third down, these ball clubs are combined 7 of 19 on third downs. And don't forget to include only 19 total first downs by both teams combined, or under 200 yards for each ball club as well. And also look at the running game. Mount SAC, 16 carries, 33 yards. Chaffey, 24 carries, 28 yards. Under 55 yards combined for these rushing offenses. So what's going to be interesting to watch as we are take a look at the second half now between number 1 Mount SAC and another top 10 program in Chaffey, who ranks number 10. They're 2-1 on the year. If they're looking to climb up with the rankings, secure a bowl game for them, and then also have a playoff game for you after the conference play, and another playoff game per se, and be in the mix for the state championship game, they're going to have to get it done on the offensive end. They're going to have to impress. Mount SAC is obviously, they are well known as a top-flight defense, potentially the best in Southern California. But if Chaffey is able to flat-out run it down their throat, like they can, because Birdsong averages 4 yards a carry, then you have your backup Ricky Mullen checking in. He has 4 carries for 16. That'll be 4 a pop. That's what's going to make the difference here for Chaffey. It's your pre-conference slate of games are over. You won 2 out of 3 of them. Now you're in a conference play, and this is where it's oh so important. It's similar to divisional games in the NFL or complete conference games in the NCAA. You got to win these games. They're about doubly as important as any sort of non-conference game. If Chaffey is able to win or at least stay in it against a top-flight Mount SAC offense, you got to believe that Chaffey's going to climb up like the leaderboards coming up right after this game. We'll take a look at statistics from the Mount SAC side. 19-5. What to work on is that offensive line play, which has been flat out left stuff to be desired. They have not played well in this football game. Mount SAC is a team that has averaged over 30 points per game. They're held only 19, and most of that has been the help has been some great field position. Their 2 touchdowns is where they started their drive from inside the Chaffey 5. So if you exclude the turnover battle, it would be a Mount SAC football team that leads. That's right, they only lead they actually trail 5-3. So it's definitely a ball game that Mount SAC, despite their 14-point lead, they're going to have to get things going overall on the offensive side. And it's going to all start with Justin Allo, your quarterback, who, despite 135 yards passing, he's got to be a little bit more efficient, especially towards the end of the first half. He seemed to be a little erratic and wild with his passes, and that led to some incompletions and key third down stops. They were only 2 of 7, partner, on third downs in the entire half. That's been the problem for a Mount SAC offense that looks very, very lethargic and far from the dominant offenses that Mount SAC will face later on in conference play. They still have yet to play Fullerton in the conference play. They already played them once, 31-10 victory, despite offensively far from what they expect. There's some ineptitude here in the opening month from Mount SAC. So the fact that they're the number 1 team in Southern California according to rankings is far from a final verdict here between the Mounties and Chaffey College. So that's far from what we could expect. There are other dominant offenses that could make a case, including Long Beach Poly. They have an interesting situation at the quarterback position, and they are on their way to a 4-0 start to go along with L.A. Harbor. Don't forget about Fullerton College. They, despite having 3 transfers go away from Fullerton on the offensive side, they still are a relatively dominant football team at 2-1 on the year. Lone loss to Mount SAC. Don't forget about Cerritos, Grossmont, El Camino, and Riverside, who have impressive wins in their non-conference slate games, which is why they're in the top 7 among the rankings in JUCO ball in Southern California. But I think it all starts, partner, with your ability against Long Beach College. Are you able to get the stops against top-flight organizations? And I believe Mount SAC has yet to show that. If you're going to win against the teams of the North like San Mateo, if they even get there to the state championship game, against the San Mateo, against the San Francisco, other dominant JUCO organizations, they are going to have to be a little bit more efficient in the offensive category. So that's something to look out for here in the second half. Again, thank you for joining us. Mount SAC and Chaffey College halftime scores 19-5. Mount SAC, the Mounties, number 1 team in Southern California, over Chaffey College. And the things to look out for the second half, first and foremost, they will be 3-0 after this half, and they will, and despite a miraculous comeback by Chaffey College, they are on their way to a 4-0 start. So they will still be undefeated if that is the case after 2 more quarters. But it has been a much maligned 4-0 start. Offensively, there is still plenty left to be desired. And on the defensive side, your pass rush is dominant, but you still are giving up over 4 yards a carry on the ground against Chaffey College. Not a top-flight, top-5 offense by any stretch. So you have to, if you're a Mount SAC, still defensively be able to get off the field, 1, against the run, and 2, on third downs, where Chaffey College is right around 50%. And towards the end of the half, they were able to drive down the field in typical Chaffey fashion. They stalled, but I mean, against the top-flight organizations, you got to be able to win these, flat out dominate these must-win games against teams like Chaffey College. Final scores go on at the National Central Conference before we send it back off. Leading the conference at 3-9. Long Beach College, they are up 55-0 over LA Harbor. So that is an insurmountable comeback. LA Harbor, one of the worst teams in the JUCO rankings. So they are on, Long Beach is on their way to 4-0, and Mount SAC is on their way to 4-0. The number 3 team, according to the record after 4 weeks, is a 2-1 Riverside team that did have a bye, and Spreaker will have that Riverside against El Camino game on tap for you next week, only on the National Sports Radio station. Citrus and El Camino, they jostled themselves out to a 2-2 start. Citrus does have the lead because they won that game against El Camino in their house party. That was a great win to improve to 500 in the National Central Conference. So your current conference standings, if Mount SAC is able to pull ahead for 2 quarters, it's Mount SAC at 4-0, including a big conference win. Then it's Long Beach, who is at 4-0. Again, that's going to be an interesting matchup that will be on tap next week between Mount SAC at 4-0 and Long Beach at 4-0. That will be fun to watch on your song on Spreaker.com. You guys are lucky to have it here on the National Sports Radio station. So Mount SAC has the number 1 seed at 4-0. Number 2 is Long Beach and College. Number 3 is Riverside, who had a bye this week. And it's Citrus, El Camino that round out the top 5. And then don't forget about LA Harbor that is bringing up the rear at 0-4. And then just to take a look at Chaffey, who is 2-1 entering the ball game, but they are on their way to another win. So we'll send it back down to Chris.
Thanks, Nick. We'll do it for the halftime report. We're just about set for the second half of action tonight between Chaffey College and Mount SAC. 19-5, the Mounties lead as we get set to start this second half of action. Alberto Villarreal drills one through the end zone for a touchback. And the Mounties, with their first touchback since week 1 against College of the Canyons, and this Chaffey offense will come out onto the field and start at their own 20, chasing 14 points, Brian.
Well, it was led by C.D. Tamavena on that last with 8 tackles in the first half. That was his total last week in Ventura. He also did have 2 very important sacks, one ending the half as well. So Tamavena doing his job, and the defense really holding the Chaffey offense somewhat in check here with just 5 points in the first half.
Chaffey College will start this drive at the 25 with the touchback. There'll be a handoff here to Mullen, but he's not going very far. Loss of 1 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 11. Chaffey College coming out to start this second half in a 2-back set. A little bit of a different offensive formation than what we saw in the first half, Brian.
For Chaffey, yeah, they're trying to mix it up here. Trying to give a different look. Kind of confuse the Mount Tech defense
On
here.
a 2nd and 12, quick pass out to the near side of the field is incomplete. That time Plant perhaps rushing, and he was going for Michael Robert. And all of a sudden, Brian, to start this second half for Chaffey College, they're faced with a real possibility that their offense could go 3 and out.
Well, let's hope they do so here for Mount Tech, just to keep up playing well defensively. They've done it so well in this game, especially in that first half. We'll see if they can hold the Chaffey offense in check.
3rd and long. Plant hit as he throws down the sideline, and it's incomplete. Boy, Plant took a shot that time. And he throws an incompletion, and it's a 3 and out for that offense.
That was courtesy of Tuisayomo Magale, the linebacker, 6'3", 230. He came in full force and got his open shot at Plant.
He planted Plant right into the turf that time. On a 4th and 12, it'll be Rigoberto Luna on to attempt a punt. This time it's a good snap. Mounties bring the pressure, but he gets it a high spiraling kick. And Simpson going to let it drop and roll inside the 35, inside the 30, down to the 29. So that's where the Mounties will start. But not before a flag flies in at the last moment on the far side of the field. And on a play like that, any type of flag thrown is simply unnecessary.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened here as I looked down for a split second. I just heard the whistles, and then I saw a flag. So not sure what the call is going to be as we get it right here.
We'll wait for the call from the official. A personal foul on Chaffey College.
So another gift by Chaffey as they just...
When you're chasing 14 points, the last thing you need is a 15-yard penalty against you.
Well, Chaffey's been doing it all game long, unfortunately for them. They've been giving up some big plays here, that roughing the kicker penalty in the first half, which led to another touchdown, Morris Tolbert touchdown by Mount SAC. You see him in the backfield here early on in the second half.
Tolbert only 6 carries for 13 yards in that first half, but 2 of those carries went for Mountie touchdowns. The Mounties will start here at their own 44. Play action, Allo looking to pass, going to the near side of the field is the Mountie quarterback Allo, but he overshoots his intended receiver Derek Mackin. And it'll be 2nd and 10. That time it looked like there was just a lot of confusion, and Allo had to get the ball away before he was hit.
2nd and 10 for the Mounties.
2nd and 10 upcoming. Justin Allo in that first half. 8 of 13 passing, 135 yards and a touchdown. A quiet 135 yards in that first half from Allo. 2nd and 10, 4 receivers set for the Mounties. Pistol set. Tolbert the lone back. Allo drops back to pass, fires over the middle. It's caught by the tight end, Steven Short, who gets to the 45-yard line of the Panthers. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it's good enough to move the chains. That's a Mountie first down.
All 250 pounds of Steven Short, the tight end. He's 6'3". He moved like one of those 5'8" players on the Mount SAC offense, getting the first down and his first reception of the game.
He moves like he's short.
Man, you are quick.
Pistol set, 1st and 10. Allo wants the home run ball downfield. Incomplete. He was going for Mackin on the far side of the field, but there was some great coverage in the secondary that time by Anthony Yim again, the freshman DB out of Corona Centennial. And it'll be 2nd and 10 after the incompletion.
On the coverage for Chaffey,
Brendan Mikey Short, planted, plant. Man, you are on fire here tonight.
Just in the second half. 3 receivers set here for the Mounties on the 2nd and 10. Delayed handoff. Tolbert trying to find a seam. He does. Gets inside the 40. Stiff arms the man and gets down inside the 35. Picks up the first down for the Mounties. A flag, another late flag flies in after the play, and we'll have to just wait and see what this is. A lot of extracurricular activity going on down on the field after the play.
Well, that was a late flag after Tolbert was already on the ground, and is it a personal foul? I did not